In this video, we are going to create a quick portfolio for a web developer. Now, I want you guys to go to github.com/codingphase.com. So codingphase, DOTCOM/starter kit 2019. Okay. And from here, what you're going to do is you're going to download the starter kit. Okay. Now from there, you're going to come here, open it, make sure you unzip it. All right. Then what you're going to do is open up another window. Okay. So I'm going to open up this new window. And for me, I usually like to have all of my projects within a folder called projects. Okay. And then from there, I usually have it in my home directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. Okay, this folder, I'm going to rename it Web Dev Portfolio, and it's very important that you guys rename it, right? Don't just copy the files that are in here, right, and then drag them over here, because there's hidden files within this folder that you're gonna miss out if you try to create a new folder here and then drag this files in there. It's going to give you an error. So what you're going to do is now you're going to drag the whole folder. Okay, so it brings all of your hidden files too. Okay, and then now we're going to go to our terminal and literally go to home directory projects, right? So this is the location for my projects. So say cd home directory projects, and then I'm going into web dev portfolio. Okay, and then I'm gonna press enter. Okay, from here I'm gonna say npm install. So it's gonna install everything that I need, and I'm gonna pause this for now because it might take a little while. Okay guys, all right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna say npm run watch. Okay, everything is good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to localhost 3000, and there you go. If you see this here, that means you're ready to go. Okay, now I want you guys to open up your text editor. For me, it's Atom. Okay, so I'm gonna open up a new file, go to file, open, go to the location where you have your projects. For me, it's home directory /projects, then web dev portfolio, and then I'm going to click open, and that's going to open up that whole folder for me. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to come here, right, and literally we're going to come in here, make sure everything is good, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this index.html. All right, and in here I'm going to change this. I'm going to put in my name. You guys should do the same. Put in your name here. Okay, Joe Santos Garcia. Save that, and then here we're going to put in, let's say, front-end developer. If you guys are front-end developer, I'm going to put in full stack developer. Okay, save that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to delete what we have here. Okay, because we don't need this. We're going to create a div, which is going to be class background. Okay, let's say background, or let's say page background. All right, gonna do that. Create a div. There you go. And then now the next thing that we want to do is we want to come here to our assets and go to SCSS. This is where we have our styles. We're gonna come in here. We're gonna scroll down, delete everything within here, save that. Here we're going to say was it page background? Let's say width 100%, height 100%. Then make the background red. Now, if it's not showing up, it's because, you know, the parent is basically not gonna help us out again, because we don't have a fixed height or width. So we're gonna say width 100% on this one. Sorry about that. And 100 VH on this one. Save that. A refresh. Okay, and there you go. Now, the web developer starter kit is gonna refresh automatically for you whenever it compiles anything. But in case it doesn't, it's alright to just click on refresh. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna search for background. So we're gonna search for city lights. Okay, I'm gonna go to images and I'm gonna find this image. Alright, inspect, get the URL, copy it, paste it, make sure it's the image, and there you go. So now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna come here and select this background. Let's say background URL. Okay, paste this in, put the semicolon, save that, remove this. Okay, now the next thing that we're gonna do, just refresh this page, see how it looks. Yes, nice. That's exactly what we want. We just want to do a couple of changes here. We're gonna say background, background, repeat, no repeat, background, size. We're gonna say cover. We're gonna say background, position, center, center. Save that. Okay, I'm going to refresh this, and there you go. So this is how the image looks. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna put some blur on it. Okay, and then now we're gonna come here, put in a filter, blur, let's say 7 pixels, save that. See how this looks once it refreshes. Okay, now let's try to see if we make this a little bit more blurred than that. So come here and just scroll up until you get the effect that you want. Okay, blur 47, so let's say blur 45. Okay, so this is what we want. Come back down here, change this to 45. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do is for the background size, instead of cover, let's try to do 200%. Save that. Let that reload. All right. Now it's not that bad. Come back here, change it back to cover. Okay. Now the width, we're gonna make this width 150%, and let's say this, say 150 VH. Okay, so there we go. Now we're gonna come here and create a container, and we're gonna say div class background, or let's say, yeah, I don't know, maybe like this, container background, just to keep the same conventions, right? Put this in here, put it here, save that. Okay, and then now we're gonna say container background. Okay, container background. Let's make this to be width 100%, height 100 and 100 VH. Now I want you guys to make this overflow hidden, and then we're going to say position relative, and then after that I want you guys to add a couple of things like position absolute and left 10%, top 10%, and then we're gonna come here to the index.html and make sure we put in the N here because I misspelled it. Okay, so we save that. Okay, we refresh this. Let's see. Come back here, press Control-C if it hasn't changed. Make sure. Run it again. npm run watch. Okay. Refresh. Okay, let's see what's going on. Need to save the styles, of course. So once you save that, then this should reload, and there you go. So you shouldn't be able to scroll, and you should have this image as the background, nice and blurred. Okay, now I want you guys to create a page container. So to do this page container, we're gonna do it basically out here. We're gonna say div class page container. Okay, so we got container background. Let's change this. Instead of page container, we're gonna say container. Let's say container site. Okay, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to create basically 3 column. So this is going to be a 3 column layout as far as the basics. So here we're going to have a div class menu, all right, or navigation. Okay, another div is going to be user profile. Okay, and here is going to be content area. Save that, and then now what we're going to do is come up here. Of course, we're not going to see anything for now, so let's come into our styles. All right, come back down here. I want you guys to add this center site. That's a new class that we just created. Display flex, justify content center, align out of center, width 100%. On the container site, we're gonna say display grid, height 80 VH, width 1200 pixels, and background black for now. This is just for us to see something. Okay, we're gonna save that. All right, and then now we're gonna refresh this, and this is what's gonna show up down here. Now, we don't want this down here. We actually want it within here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come and create the div for the center site. So we're going to come here, say div class center site. Okay. Paste this here. Okay. Move this inside of here. Okay, and then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to styles. Okay, for this we're gonna say z index of 1. Okay, we're gonna work with a lot of z indexes here. Okay, and then for the center site we're gonna say z index of 2. Save that. Now we're also going to say position absolute, and we're going to say top 0, left 0. Save that. Okay, and let's refresh this, and there we go. So now we have this right here. Now the next thing that we want to do, we want to make sure Okay, we have this container. So there's the container site. This is the center site. So the center site, we want this to be also 100% of the height to be 100% VH. Save that. Okay, and then now that should center it right in the middle. And this is exactly what we want. Okay, now I'm currently right now in a 4K monitor. So right now this whole area that you're seeing here is a 1080p, but for some of you guys it might be different. So definitely play around with the width of the container site. Okay, for this I'm going to put in 1400, so we could try to get a little bit more of the real estate over here. All right, so that seems pretty cool. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're gonna put in a border radius all around. So say border radius 4 pixels. Save that. See how that looks. A little border radius. It's a little bit. I think we could do a little bit better than that. Let's say 10 pixels. See how that looks. It might be a little bit too much. Well, it's actually okay. So also too, let's change this to white. So we can now think of this as a application within the browser. And that's what we're going to be creating in this portfolio. So we want to give that illusion of, hey, you're actually having like a Windows inside of this browser. Okay, now if you enjoy this type of content, guys, definitely go visit my website, codingphases.com. I have a whole bunch of courses there that literally with one single price, you get everything. Over $1,000 worth of courses literally for one single price. Okay, now you can sign up for a monthly, you can sign up for a yearly, you can sign up for a lifetime and get access to over $1,000 of courses. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.